Hello and welcome everyone to the Home Business Helpers Hangout on the education of really breaking in the big one. How to be successful at taking an entrepreneur that's never done it before and training them the proper fundamentals that's going to allow them to earn their checks quickly and be successful, and you to create royalties off of those efforts. It's very common, it's very professional, and it's just a great way to really secure yourself some security in this industry. We're going to talk about some important things here, and this hangout's probably going to take a little less than a half an hour, but what I want you to do is I'm going to take notes. This is some very valuable training that I have been taught by some of the best in the industry. I've never seen it fail. Everyone I've ever seen apply everything I'm about to share with you has gone from $0 to $1 million annual incomes. And I've been in this industry since 1992. This is 2014. I've met a lot of people. It's not about me, it's about you. What I've done is spent a lifetime learning these fundamentals, practicing them, implementing them, and seeing the best in action work. When I say the best in action, I'm not joking around. You have the ability to do Google searches. This gentleman I'm with here, his name is John Maxwell, one of the most sought-after trainers in the home business industry. Another gentleman I work with, upside down, this is Eddie Freeman. He started a year before I did with one company, and I watched him go from before $1 million annually to over $1 million annually, duplicating himself in several places. So it's been an honor to be able to work with him live every Saturday over 4 years without ever missing one, and being able to see that take place. To me, that education is fact-based, it's action taken, and it's proven because it actually created the success. It's not like going to a university to learn how to build a business from a professor that does not build a business for a living. Even Harvard University does it that way. You know, it's a great thing that they finally realized that network marketing needs to be taught at a university as well. But the bottom line is, if you want to learn from the best, you learn from the best that are doing it. Guys like this gentleman here, this is my wife in the picture with Paul Morris and myself. Paul Morris is one of the 40-year track record at taking people with no money to $1 million annual incomes. Now, these are the kind of people that I've worked with, and this is almost all I'm going to say about me personally, because what I want you to understand, the bottom line, is the work ethic that I'm going to show you here could change your life, and I mean change it in a major way. There is no such thing as something for nothing in the home business industry. And if you're following a path where they're teaching you to get started for free and that it don't cost you any money to operate a business that's going to produce for you thousands and even millions of dollars in profits, I promise you this, it's the furthest thing from the truth that you're ever going to find. There's a sucker born every minute. 97% of the companies offering opportunities today will be out of business in less than 3 years' time. So it is the most successful industry on the planet, but it's also the most sought after. So you're going to see the highest failure rate. What I'm going to do is show you proven methods, proven facts, the way to do the simplest thing. Now, some of the things I'm going to teach may seem controversial, and they're not. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And when you can utilize several of them at once, you're putting yourself in a better position to create more success. But if you don't have the basics, you're dead in the water. One of my favorite coaches in all of sports and business that I've ever read about or seen, he's passed away now, this guy by the name of Vince Lombardi. I read a book, actually I'm still reading it right now. I really like this guy's stuff, and he died a long time ago. But one of the things that Vince Lombardi used to do as one of the greatest football coaches in the history of the NFL is to teach the basics first. And he started out every season the same way, holding a football. And he'd say, gentlemen, this is the football. The most important thing you can understand in any business endeavor is the fundamentals, the basics. And if you don't understand the basics of how to break in an earner that's going to produce a check for them in their first week of business, you are dead in the water as a trainer. So this is some very valuable training that you're going to have the privilege to enjoy. And I'm going to be posted in our website, thehomebusinesshelper.com. It's there for you to view in our training page, absolutely free. We're not going to charge you money and ask you to be serious to learn how to do this. So whether you're with us or you're just investigating us, this is an educational video that if you apply what's in it to what you're using now, if what you're doing is ethical and honest, you're going to have nothing but success with it. So it really truly is a universal training video. Now, one of the things that I said may be controversial, the biggest mistake I've seen in 20 years in the industry is anybody recognizes the fact, well, if you're working in affiliate marketing, internet marketing, or network marketing, if you go after the big fish, the guy that's already trained, the guy that's already got the experience, that already has got the team, that all of a sudden you're going to bring in the superstar and your income's going to go from beginner to advanced overnight and you're going to make a fortune. Does this happen? Of course it happens. It happens all the time. Is it the most lucrative way for you to try to build your business? Absolutely not. Now, I'm not saying don't go after the big fish and try to reel them in. You want to try to spend some time every week doing that. But if your main focus and your only priority to building your business is to go after the big fish and you're a brand spanking new entrepreneur, I promise you this, you're going to fail far more than you succeed, and you're going to find yourself in a position of, gee, I don't know if I'm doing something I was really cut out to do. You don't want to put yourself in a negative position like that. The training that we got here is going to stop that. Think about what I'm saying. Why spend 5 years looking for one big fish when you could train one big fish in 90 days? And that big fish can produce massive amounts. Have I seen it happen? Yeah, I really did. And I'd been in the industry over 15 years when I first saw it happen. And the first time I saw it happen was in I got started in 1992. It was 2009. The first time I seen it happen with my own eyes and went, wow, I've been going the wrong way a long time, because I was really focused on going after the big fish. I knew how to get in front of people, and I always had the courage to try and fail, but I was failing a lot. So when I saw this with my own eyes, it reminded me of the basics that the millionaires I've been working with for over 20 years have been trying to teach me and really drive into my subconscious mind, but sometimes you don't see it until you catch on. But think about what I'm saying. When you could take somebody with absolutely no experience, teach them a proven set of daily efforts, they're going to produce a check for them in their first week, and you can do that over and over again like clockwork. It makes you a very valuable trainer. And we're going to show you how to do that right here without asking you for $1,000, $500, or upgrade, because you're serious and it takes serious money to make serious money. You know, I'm a firm believer it takes money to make money, folks. That's not rocket science. But to learn the fundamentals, you're in the right place right now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get started. Okay? My name is Earl Teets. I don't know if I've introduced myself or not, from the small town of Troy, Montana. I've been on commission earnings since 1992. This is 2014. Yes, that's over 20 years. I'm not going to candy coat or hide anything from you. I'm a firm believer that if I share the truth with you and you understand and grasp the truth, that you're going to go out and be successful. My favorite success manual, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, says that the truth sets you free. And I'm a firm believer in that. So here's some truth, folks. First off, we're talking about breaking in the big one. How are we going to make that happen? We're going to make that happen with our most important priority, and I've got it underlined in red. It says speak from and to the heart. Now, I'm going to speak to you from my heart today. With 20 years in the industry, the one thing that I see the most, online and offline, is the success ratio Out of 97 people that are trying the home business industry today, only 3 are going to see success. Why is that? It's because nobody wants to train the fundamentals properly without charging you a ton of money. And what they do is they give you a small piece of the pie, and they offer you just that little piece. They won't give you the whole pie. And so you're going to spend your money and try to get the education, and the average serious entrepreneur that really wants to learn this maxes out credit cards $10, $20, $30, $40,000 before they finally trial and error their way to the information that I'm going to share with you right now. Now, a lot of people are going to be frustrated at what I'm teaching here because they do charge you thousands of dollars for this kind of information. If you find it helpful and you like being able to earn with ethical standards and proven products, well, the Home Business Helper is a place for you to look at. All we've got is proven income streams that are multiple, a proven system, and a live coach, being myself, to help you to create the success that you deserve. But I'm tired of watching people starve to death. So many of you are working with other companies out there going, gee, you know, if I could just get this much money and a loan from a bank, or borrow this much money from a friend, or go sell something and hawk something, so I could get that valuable piece of information in my company's back office. It costs $10,000 so I can learn to be the superstar. I'm going to give you that information for free. Understand this, even the superstars have to work for a living, folks. Even the superstars have to expose what they have to other human beings and get them to say, that makes sense, I want to get started. Click, use their credit card, and go. What I'm going to teach you is how to do this ethically, fundamentally, and properly. Now, if I charged you $10,000 for this education and I left out the most important piece that I'm sharing with you right now, the ability to speak from and to the heart, then that little piece would stop you from success, and you just wasted $10,000. Why do you think so many people are making a fortune selling how-to in this industry? Think about what I'm saying. If you've got a work ethic and you put these fundamentals together and you look out for your consumer, for their interest, not your interest, you're going to see nothing but success, period. But if you're going to play, I got mine and I paid my dues, and when you go out and pay yours, you can have it too, hey, that's not leading with love. That's a greedy person. Run, run, and run. Again, run. Those are greed-filled people. They're not out to help you. They're out to make a buck off you. They don't care what happens to you. Think about that. You got to care about the people you're in business with. And if you don't want to run a home business with care and love, get out of the industry. Because the only way to create massive success that's going to last and duplicate for generations to come is to lead with love, honor, and integrity. And if you're missing any of those 3 ingredients, your career field will not be long in this industry. Yes, you might even succeed and make a few bucks. But I promise what goes up will come down. We all reap what we sow. Don't ever forget this. Be able to speak to people from the heart. Be able to teach them the truth and understand the power behind the truth when it really can and truly sets you free. So, what are we going to do? We've got A, B, C, D, and E. 5 key things that are crucial to being able to break in a big one. When you can connect to the heart and speak from the heart, you get their attention. They realize that you put your pants on the same way they put theirs on, and that they have the same 24 hours in a day that you do. When your prospect and your new business builder understands this, it puts them in an even playing field. The biggest mistake you could make as a home business builder in this industry is to make yourself such a powerful leader that they just cannot make it without you. You know what? I designed the Home Business Helper for one reason. I've got a 21-year-old son, and I love the boy with all my heart. And sometimes you parents out there understand what it's like to have your children look at you like they know it all and you are a moron. Okay? They grow out of that from time to time. What if I'm not blessed with enough time for my son to grow out of that and decide to go, hey, what do I really need to do? You know, my dad passed away in 2010, and I got to learn a lot of very powerful things from him. He was a very successful entrepreneur. Not very many people can go into a rural, small town like Loon Lake, Washington, and start up a restaurant that's been started and closed over 15 times over a 15-year period of time, keep it running for 14 years, turn around and sell it for 3 times what it's worth. And oh, by the way, pay a full week paid vacation for the cooks and the waitresses. My dad had a huge heart. He was an entrepreneur, and he understood what it meant to succeed and care for his people, and I carry that on. By producing the homebusinesshelper.com, there's a system with me videotaping and training the very best that I've experienced from the very best people in the industry for 20 years. So when my son gets to that point in life when he realizes, hey, Dad really is pretty smart, he's not such an idiot. You know, I thought the same thing about my dad in my younger years. I thought I could do better, improve, and blah, blah, blah. I just thought I knew it all. And then I found out that Dad was really a wise man, and my ignorance, being in such a hurry, was stopping me from seeing some valuable things and learning some valuable lessons. So I put the Home Business Helper together because I've survived 8 years when the doctors only gave me 3 years to live. I understand the importance and the ability of taking the impossible and making it possible in life because I've experienced it successfully myself. So if I could share the best of what I've learned in life in video to where long after I'm dead and gone, if my son decides, I want to see more of what Dad did, he could look at this training. He could look at all of this and go create a fortune for himself for generations to come. He'll probably inherit everything I do anyway. But I want him to understand, if he ever wants to learn, that's where it's at. It's out of that love in my heart that I put this together, but not just for my son, for all of you that want to learn how to create success. I don't want to see you misleaded. I don't want to see you lose the game. As you can tell, I've slowed down my presentation a little bit to speak to you from the heart. It's that important. You realize I'm a human being just like you. You understand why I do what I do. And it drives you to want to do the same thing for your children. Look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. There is no better way to create success on the planet than entrepreneurship. It's what freed us from the Great Depression, and it's what's going to free us now, folks. It's not Obamacare. It's not food stamps. It's not Social Security income. I promise you this, if the government can't pay their bills now, and they're already behind by the billions, what makes you think anything that they're doing is going to be secure enough to even be here 5 years from now? If you're intelligent and you're paying attention to what I'm saying, recognize this. The freedom is really achievable with help each step of the way. And you have the same 24 hours in a day as anybody else does. We're going to help you create the success that you deserve. Aren't you worth it? Let's take a look at next, okay? A. We are going to share daily work habits that actually are paying. A lot of leaders don't do this, and if you do the opposite of what 90% of them do, you'll have the success that most of them don't. Think about that. You don't want to be stuck 3 out of 100 succeed, 97 fail. You want to be in the right position. Now, when I learned how to sell meat door-to-door, and I've sold millions of dollars worth of meat door-to-door over a 15-year period of time across 48 main states, so I done a lot of this, and I've closed many a deals with complete strangers I hadn't even known 20 minutes, walked out with $500 to $1,500 cash, sometimes even more than that. But I'm not here to brag about me. I'm here to tell you what you have the ability to do. And I'm going to share some of my experiences so you have the ability to capitalize on them as well. But when you share the daily work habits, as I did when I trained those people, I didn't hold nothing back. And when you're an entrepreneur in network marketing, affiliate marketing, internet marketing, the whole idea is duplication. You care about the people you work with. Why would you not want to teach them how to be successful? If this is what I do, 1, 2, 3, and the money shows up, that's what I'm teaching you. 1, 2, 3. I'm not holding back. I'm helping you to the success you deserve. What's going to happen? My babies are going to be taken care of because of it. If you see a leader that refuses to share with you until you meet his status, get rid of him. boot them. They don't care about you. They're filling their pockets. You deserve better. You've got the truth right here. It's a great place to run. Love leads the way, and the truth always, always sets you free. When you lead with example, you're leading with your actions. You're sharing daily work habits that you do as a leader that produces pay for you. And if they duplicate what you're doing, they're going to be successful. Does that make sense to you? It's a proven path. Now, not in this video, but they are on the board here. But in our weekly hangouts that we do every week, I go over our whole overview presentation based around those 5 proven work habits that create pay for me and the people that I work with. This is proven things. I share and I lead with that over the hype of why we're the best company in the world. Nobody wants to hear that. That's what everybody else does. But what everybody does want is a solution. We want work habits that are going to put money in our pockets on a regular basis. We want to be able to set an example with integrity and work actions. It's not a butt-kissing contest. It's called putting food on the table for generations to come. And when you've got the work habits down, packed, and you can share them with others, you don't hold back. Always, 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 when you're breaking in the big one, share the daily work habits that actually pay. Somebody that holds back is a con artist looking out for themselves, even if they practice honest business. Think about what I'm saying. When their security is your success, why would they hide anything from you unless they're just trying to make a buck from you? Think about what I'm saying. I'm being truthful here. Okay, let's look at B. Process of daily activity, overcoming obstacles that cause 90% or better to fail in this industry. Everybody paints a business like it's just such a great picture. Oh, I signed up, I pushed a button, I made $1 million. We're floating the beaches of the world, and you can come and join us. What a bunch of crap. That is not how you become a professional entrepreneur. And if that's what you want to lead with to try to teach people to build success, wake up! Come on! These are human beings that are dependent on you for success. Get a grip. Start teaching them things that's real, that's going to put money in their pocket. And when you sow those kind of seeds, you'll reap those kind of rewards. All right? Process of daily activity is overcoming obstacles that stop most entrepreneurs. What's that going to be? The most important thing I could show you is if you're looking at becoming an entrepreneur and you're taking advice from an employee, they may be a $100,000 a year employee, but take their job away from them, they can't replace it. They can't go out and duplicate that for somebody else, and they can't bless somebody else with those same habits. So what does that mean? They've got a message that works for them and nobody else. That's employment. That's what it's all about. An employee is not an entrepreneur. They might make $100,000 as an employee and then become a status symbol in the world and then mislead you and go, you know what? You'll never make it in that. That'll never work for you. That just won't work. That just, oh, no, 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 no. Really? Would you go to a plumber and ask that plumber to do heart surgery on your son or your daughter? Absolutely not. Why would you put your financial stability in someone's hands who is not an entrepreneur or has never had experience as an entrepreneur? If you're doing that, don't. It's time to change directions and go the right way. Now, you may have somebody brand new in the industry that knows how to plug you in to their coach. There's nothing wrong with following somebody brand new in the industry under those circumstances. But if your income depends on one person with no experience, is that really the security you're looking for? We've got solutions for you that don't cost you money right here. All right, so what's going to happen as an entrepreneur? You're going to share a business opportunity with somebody that's an employee. They're going to think like an employee. They're going to relate to employees. They're going to check with employees. So if you don't train them right off the bat that employees and entrepreneurs are completely different worlds. Let's look at history. Success leaves clues. If you look at the Department of Social Security Administration, they put out a study, and according to that study, the people that are employees, 97 fail by the age of 65, out of 100, and only 3 are able to have incomes that are considered to be financial independence. 3 out of 100 at age 65. That tells you that's a 97% failure rate. So you need to train your entrepreneur right away. If they're serious about being an entrepreneur, they need to be just as serious about learning to be one as they would be as learning to be a good employee. That took time, effort, and practice. So does being an entrepreneur. It takes time, effort, and practice. And what you need to understand as an entrepreneur is a lot of times you're going to throw that ball out there and think you got the perfect strike, and you wind up and you let that baby out, and bam, somebody else hits it right out of the park. Hey, that was supposed to be strike 3. I failed. You know what? Maybe you can learn, okay, if I throw the ball a little lower or a little higher with that same angle on it, I'll get strike 3 this time. You got to try again. All right, strike 3. But if you're not afraid to fail first, you're never going to succeed. And often in your entrepreneurial career, you're going to fail 7 times and succeed 3 times. You've got to understand this process. So when they tell you it's a numbers game, they're not just telling you that to let themselves talk, folks. Realistically, you've got to have that kind of mentality. But when you've got the same actions going in every day that allow you to fail 7 times and succeed 3 times, that's putting money in your pocket now, isn't it? It's pretty simple. So, we have a process of daily activity, overcoming obstacles that cause most 90% to fail. Why? Because they think like employees instead of entrepreneurs. You need to think like an entrepreneur to create entrepreneurial success. Employees just don't make it. They need a babysitter. They need to be told what to do. And the biggest sign that you've got somebody that's trained as a drone, as an employee, which is not a negative thing, it just lets you know where you need to coach them, is when they say something to you like, you got to be kidding me. You expect me to pay you to go to work? Then you'd say, well, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. What I found out was there's no such thing as a real business that starts for free. There's no such thing as a real business that operates for free every month. They all cost money to start, they all cost money monthly to operate, and they all take time and effort to produce results. Let me share with you some secrets that I've learned over the years that you'll find to be quite successful. Now you can turn that negative person that's been trained as a drone to go, oh, really? So plant a seed that's positive, that'll harvest even later in their mind if they don't get it now. You let them know, hey, really, the facts are, if you put all the top earners in the room that went from 0 to $1 million, all of them had one thing in common. They started a business with money they didn't have by utilizing a credit card. Often they put it on a credit card that brought them interest levels as high as 20 and 30%. And the majority of them spent over $12,000 just to get started and over $50,000 in credit card fees to try away their heir to the perfect way to make the success happen in the first place. So if we've got a proven system with proven methods and all you're doing is putting your startup cost and it's risk-free, well, why would you be afraid to use your credit card to position yourself like an expert would? You see how simple that was and easy for me to explain? When you speak from the heart to the heart, you understand what you're talking about, and you know how to lead your prospect where they need to go. It's going to put a lot of money in your pocket. They're going to duplicate the exact same habits that you taught them, and they're going to be successful just like you. Pretty simple, huh? All right. C, a personalized 90-day action plan. I promise you this. If you're bringing somebody new into your business and you do not give them a literal 90-day plan of action of what are they going to do to make the money, they will quit within their first 30 days. I should repeat this. In fact, I will. If you just sign up a distributor in your organization, whether it be network marketing, affiliate marketing, or internet marketing, right? If they don't feel that you know where they're going, and the best way to get them where they want to go, they're not going to follow you. You've got to be able to coach them. You've got to be able to put in front of them a 90-day plan of action. Because if your distributor or your business builder wakes up in the morning and goes, gee, I'm a member of this company, now what? What do I do? And really, 90% of the people get started in all opportunities. That's where they are on day number 2. So if you've got a 90-day plan of actions laid out, and part of your efforts are included in those actions, you're positioning them into, they always know where they're going, they always know what they're doing, and at the end of 90 days, they can duplicate really easy what was just done with them. What are they going to duplicate? The daily work habits that's paying you. The daily work habits start paying them. They've got a 90-day track record, 1 work quarter. Now they've learned it, they've experienced it, they've done it, and now they're going to teach others to do what they have done and successfully completed and earned with. It makes them a valuable trainer that multiplies like clockwork. And they didn't have to kiss anybody's butt to do it. They didn't have to spend 12 grand to do it. They didn't have to fly to special trips and spend thousands of dollars. I'm talking about real work ethic here. I'm talking about real principles, real business practice. This is crucial. If you don't know how to lay out a 90-day work habit, I'm a phone call away. I can teach you how to do that on another training. This is very simple, though. If you're working a 90-day habit yourself, you've got daily habits that are working, daily habits that are paying you, and all you're doing is teaching somebody else how to do those same habits with nothing up your sleeves. You're not hiding something for the secret that only you make money with. No, 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 no. When you're sowing the right seeds, income seeds, you'll reap the right harvest. Never be afraid to give away what's working for you. When you're sowing honesty, you reap honesty. The more you sow, the more you reap. You got to be consistent daily, or you're going to die in this industry. All right, next, we're going to look at the 90-day action plan. We're still in there. It needs to match the prospect's written goals. And if they're not putting goals written out with a signed commitment to doing the daily actions it takes to complete, the odds are they won't succeed. And I didn't believe in the signed commitment until a few years ago. I got to see it in action firsthand. I watched a guy in 2009, never been in network marketing before, come into a company called XFuse. His name was Jeff Bracken. No experience whatsoever in network marketing. He got a good coach that said, this is what we're going to do every day, and this is how we're going to do it. If you want to be successful, this is what we're doing. Let's go. I'll do it with you. And they did. And they duplicated quickly. And they went to the top ranks of this network marketing company in 3 months' time. That's unheard of. Another expert with this company came in, very well known in the mortgage industry. She had never worked in network marketing before, ever. In 45 days, same thing, climbed the top ranks of the company. What is it? It's called duplicating daily work habits and leading by example. It's that simple. There's no secret internet mastermind group, none of that. It's all about the daily work habits that put money in your pocket being duplicated properly with honesty and integrity. Okay, so I'm sharing some things that are very truthful with you here. And what I learned from Jeff Bracken, even though I don't even work with the man anymore, I know him, respect him, and I think he's doing great in the industry. But I did learn some things from this guy. He understood the value of a 90-day written commitment. He added that to 90-day written goals. And what did he do? He produced some of the largest network marketing teams in the industry. After he left that company, went on to lead another one. That company went down, he picked up another one and led that and went to the top. But every company this man's worked with no prior experience, because he understood the fundamentals, he's created record success globally with every company he's went to work with. Wow. If we understand those fundamentals, we got the same 24 hours as he did, and we can do the same thing. Success takes work. It don't fall out of the sky, and it takes commitment, consistency, and persistency. I always remember this formula. Consistency plus persistency equals efficiency. All right, let's take a look at D. We're going to schedule the first 3 weeks of business presentations, meetings, overviews, however you want to term it. Our first 3 weeks of actions that pay you are scheduled online live or recorded. I don't care how it's done. They have to be scheduled. Your first 3 weeks of action with your prospect needs to be scheduled out. When you're doing this, the question, I don't know what to do, doesn't come up. They wake up, they know what they're going to do, they go out and they produce. That's the secret to leading a true entrepreneur. So let's look at E. What are we going to do? We're going to lead with love, and we're going to lead by example, and I've kind of been harping on that from the very beginning of this, so I don't need to spend a whole lot of time. But what's the most important thing that you could have once you've got the fundamentals down? You got to believe it's possible. And I mean, you look at The Secret, the DVD or the website, they tell you that thoughts become things. And they made millions of dollars selling people that simple information. Thoughts become things. It's a true fact. The majority of what you think becomes the majority of what you are. Don't ever forget that. So what am I trying to get across? Actions follow beliefs. AFB. Actions follow beliefs. If you believe you're going to fail, you're going to fail. If you believe you're going to succeed, you're going to succeed. If you believe that you're not there yet, you're not there yet. When you realize fundamentals are what they are, Vince Lombardi says, gentlemen, this is a football. When you got the fundamentals down, and you can practice them daily, they will produce for you daily, no matter who you are, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These are success principles that you deserve. And I hope everything that I've shared with you has been very helpful to you on this very presentation. Because what I've done is I've laid out A, B, C, D, and E. 5 different things that are extremely crucial at you being able to mold and build the big one. Breaking in the big one is training that's extremely valuable to you in this industry. It will help you create some very serious success. It comes from my heart to yours. If you're looking for a home to create success with, whether you join with one of the opportunities I work with or all of them, it doesn't matter. My help is there for you. We'd love to help you achieve the success that you deserve with one or all of our opportunities. Whether you're on our team or not, it's a privilege to help people learn the fundamentals and create the success that they deserve. And because I do this, I get to enjoy things in life that many think are impossible. But they're not. It's just a matter of, are you willing to put the right daily work habits in play and repeat them over and over again and set up a legacy for your family to enjoy for a lifetime. God bless you. Please keep our nation's leaders in your prayers. My name is Earl Teets from Troy, Montana. I look forward to meeting you in person, online, at one of our events, or over the phone.